So, homeless shelters. We know, I met with the Department of Homeless Services back in January. They said that they're going to build, they have a mandate to build 93 shelters around the city of New York. The commissioner comes to me and says, in January, you have none in Community Board 5, Middleburg, Maspeth, Glendale, Richard. We have none. And you have to do your fair share. You have to get a homeless shelter. This is what I was told. And you have 287 homeless people that are in our shelter system from Community Board 5. So we have to house, according to the commissioner, DHS, and I'm trying to verify these numbers. I want a breakdown of how many women, how many children, how many men. They won't get that. But I'm going to fight. I'm on the technology committee. We're getting data, so I'm going to get those figures. However, he says, we're going to build shelters, not just one, we're going to build shelters in your district. I said, I don't like it. The large ones don't work. Like Senator Dabo said, they really don't work because there's so many in one spot. And when I had the mayor here in March, he came, remember that snowy day in March? And all of a sudden I got a call, Mayor's coming to your district. So I ran over to Metro Dine and met him, and I said, take a look, Mr. Mayor, around here. 2-story buildings here, 2-story. How could a large shelter ever be accepted in our community? And he goes, you know, I get it. Well, anyway, so let me get to, and I'll try to get this through quickly because I know it's hot in here and people are retired. I'm tired. So I went to every school in my district, and I eventually got to PS9, which is on 57th Street, industrial area, and so between 56th and 57th Street, between Flushing Avenue and Grand. And I went over there, and this black shroud was over the building. That's small. I know it's a small picture, but they have this netting, and they're doing facade work that will take 2 years. The building was built in 1906, 1907, for all boys back then. As a result, 1 bathroom per floor. So it's only boys then. But they also have girls go in there. And you'll see some pictures here. I'm just going to go through them quickly. No, they don't go together. I know that. Listen, let me get through this and you can yell and scream all you want. All right? I'm about to get to that. I went on the tour. I saw you in there. All the great work you guys do. It's amazing. The building, though, is horrible. Okay? All right, fine. Well, the principal doesn't agree. And the school construction authority doesn't agree. So, here's the building. They said they're going to fix it. But what are they going to do about the bathrooms? The gym down in the basement, by the way, doubles as a cafeteria, so the cafeteria is on the side. All right? So the students actually, who are playing basketball, sometimes the balls can hit in the cafeteria area. That's the principal showing the bathroom. Now, there's a diaper, that's why they change the diapers for the students, in front of the urinals. And if I had audio in here, you'd hear your principal talk about that, how disgusting that is. All right? Now, wait till you can see the conditions of this school. And I was so moved. I'll give you the PowerPoint. You can have it bring it. I was so moved. I couldn't sleep at night after I was there. I said, these poor children, these are the special needs children. These are the disabled children. These are young boys, young girls with autism. They have Down syndrome, learning disabilities. This is the faculty lounge. That's what they have. This was the last school I visited because we had some other days where we got canceled. I went to every school, like I said, in the district, and I said to the principal, who's a terrific man, I said to him, you guys feel like second-class citizens? This is by far the worst school I've been in, and they're hiding these students. This is outside with an 18-wheeler idling, and that's all the smell of diesel fuel. That's their gym, which is low. And there's the cafeteria with the little holes cut out. The balls can go through. Look at that gym. The ceiling is so low they got to cut out the basketball. Please. All right. So. Okay, nobody listen, please, I want to get through this quickly so then I can take questions. That's their schoolyard, which is going to be taken up for 2 years. They have no schoolyard because of the construction. So I brought the school construction authority in, and they said, and especially Lorraine Grillo, the president, she said, Bob, we're going to help these children. We're going to build a state-of-the-art facility like Staten Island has. We want a great school, and we're going to build a great facility like Staten Island has. Bright, airy, and deserving, because these students have the deck stacked against them already. And I want to give them the very best. So it's tough for them. And so I said, we're going to do that. And the School Construction Authority agreed. And then they said, let's find a site. And that was back in April. So I'm looking for sites. All of a sudden, I get a call that they're building, or they plan to build a homeless shelter at 7816 Cooper Avenue. And I met with the commissioner a month later. He agreed to meet, and I'm cutting it short here. But he said, I said, that property's contaminated. You can't put a homeless shelter there. It's contaminated. He said, well, we did a study, environmental study, and it's not. It's clean. So I said, well, that's not what we have. So I said, well, if it's clean, then maybe we could build a school there at 7816. So I put Mr. Banks with Lorraine Grillo of the School Construction Authority. They met. They talked about it. I get a call from Lorraine Grillo, and she says, we might be able to do something there. We might be able to build a state-of-the-art facility for the District 75 students. And I said, my God, if we can do that, it would be so great. And they would finally get a school that's not hidden in an industrial area with 18-wheelers idling outside, that's not polluted, and they get a bright, airy place that they deserve. Now, that's the street that it's on. There are larger structures there. It's not a residential area, by and large. There's a few houses, but it's not a residential area. So, Lorraine Grillo said, we're going to build it. And she called me last week, it's 90% that it's going to be a school at 7816. We're just waiting on one signature. That's the neighborhood. That's the neighborhood that these kids are surrounded by. All right, totally industrial. I know there's a few homes, but it's by and large, that's what it looks like. This I went there on Sunday. Let me finish and you can ask questions. That's what the street looks like. That's what the street looks like. They're loading trucks all day on Sunday on 56th Street. Okay? Diesel fuel, that's all you smell. Go there. Every one of you should go there and see, okay, you live there. I'm sorry. Hello, I'm speaking and I said, you can yell and scream after I'm done. I want to get through this. So, to get a state-of-the-art facility, because I'm committed. I took a tour of that school, and you worked there, and I said, and I looked at all the schools, and your school was by far the most dilapidated, period. I know you love it, but it's not in a great place, and it's not in good condition, and it has one bathroom per floor. You saw the changing table. So when I can get a state-of-the-art, I'm going for it. I can get one at 7816. I owe it to those children. I owe it to the parents. I went to the graduation. Everybody should go and look at that. It's wonderful what these kids have learned. You can see, the principal told me how the student was there for years, and you can see a difference. They can speak now. When they came in, they couldn't even talk. And they're getting the good instruction. But that's outside the school. they're getting the good instruction. So 7816 now is 90% going to be a school. I just have one more hurdle. Now here's the other issue though. Here's the other issue. And again, this was done sometime in September where I got a commitment and we kept going forward. However, what happens with the old school? Well, the School Construction Authority canceled the contract for a $5 million elevator that would only go to the first floor. It would go from the basement or the ground floor and that was $5 million. So yeah, it's not really handicap accessible, obviously. It's not really conducive. And again, like I said, it was built in 1906. So what to do with that building? Is tear it down? So obviously the School Construction Authority said they're walking away from it. It's not going to be a school. And here enters now we enter with the Department of Homeless Services, Stephen Banks. He said, I looked at that building 3 years ago for a homeless shelter. So he said, I said, well, I'm not for any large homeless shelters. Let me try something else. Give me some time that I can do my faith-based, which I ran on, by the way, my faith-based organizations. That means all the churches we have that have empty convents and rectories. We can put men homeless, maybe women, children, house them for a short period of time. The city can pay the diocese, and actually the diocese can maintain the building, and they're spread out. The homeless, our 287, are spread around the district. However, 7816, the clock is ticking. That means there's a contract ready to sign. And if we don't move on it, if we don't say, okay, we're in trouble. We'll lose 7816. We'll get a homeless shelter. And the commissioner says to me, Commissioner Banks says, well, as far as PS9, like I said, I need that. That's city property. It will save tens of millions of dollars. But I said, that's out of character. Give me time to work on the faith-based idea. He says, we've had problems with that in the past because of the building department issues of some of the rectories and convents. I said, we can get around it. We're trying to house the homeless. We're trying to get the churches to fulfill their mission statement is, to work with the homeless and the poor. So it's in keeping with, the church's mission statement. It's a perfect solution. I said, give me time. I called the diocese. I'm meeting with their attorneys. I'm doing that, but I'm running out of time. Right? I'm running out of time. If I don't, and again, there's nothing's been agreed upon, by the way. Nothing is set. So at this point, here's what we're facing. The problem with this school, this PS9 on 57th Street, yes, there are a few homes, but it's basically an industrial area. There's some large buildings there. This school's a large building. But this has to go through ULURP. That means it has to go through a uniform land use review procedure. That means the community board has to weigh in on what's there. So if it's going from a school to a homeless shelter, the community board weighs in. 7816 is private property, no ULURP. That means I have nothing to say, you have nothing to say, the community board has nothing to say, the borough president has nothing to say. But with ULURP, I have something to say.
Well, this is, you have
so does the borough president, so does the community board. And that takes about a year. Okay, are you following me? Yeah. So that can't be anything for a year. Going through ULURP. That's if the clock started right now. If the clock didn't start. And I asked the commissioner, when would the clock start? He said, I don't know. But I asked. I said, please don't do anything. Give me time. He said, well, we have a very strong proposal at 7816 for 200 men. We have a very strong proposal. And they're not going to wait. We have to move on something. I said, well, I said, Commissioner, I need time to help to work on my faith-based organization idea. And he said, well, if you agree to PS9, I would wait, because he says, it's got to go through Bueller, and I would wait until the school was finished, and it might be years, because they have to build the one at 7816 to transfer those students. So that may be several years now. Well, now I'm thinking, well, I'll have several years now to try to come up with a solution. And you know me, I'm not going to give up. So that seemed to be the better solution at this point. I don't want launch shelters. I've been against that. Like certainly Joe Dabo said, and Tom Sullivan and all the other candidates, we don't like launch shelters. Don't work. I don't want a shelter at 70. I don't want a shelter at 57th Street. Nobody wants it. Right. However, it does give us ULURP. We have something to say about it. We can tweak it. We could change it. I'd like, tell you the truth, in that location, I like the police precinct. I like the 104 if we could get it. But that's not, that's again, the Department of Homeless Services it has it, and again, the Commissioner has its mandate to build shelters. I said, what about supportive housing? I said, what about, we can come up with other solutions. So it would buy me time. It would buy us time. And that's the whole thing. So what would you do? You know what the Commissioner said? If I really would like to get a shelter in, because he says he can get a shelter in 7816 by the summer. How would you like that? The summer. Okay? So I'd rather have a school there. And I'd have more time on the Maspeth location. I'd have years maybe, at the very least, a year if they start the clock now. Even if they didn't agree to transfer the school that way. So I'm working on, I have to make a decision and very quickly. It doesn't mean that they're going to do it though. So you see the predicament here. They're telling us, me, that a shelter's coming to your district, but you don't have it. So I can't just say, yeah, I'm going to fight. We're going to picket, we're going to yell and scream in the building and stamp our feet, and that's going to solve this. No. I was elected to find solutions. I wasn't elected to picket and yell at buildings. I have to find, and that's what, it's not an easy job, but I have to make a decision. So what would you do? And by the way, you know what he said? The Commissioner the other day, God is my witness, he said, I don't like waiting that long. I need shelters right away. Will you, this is what he says, will you agree on a Holiday Inn to make that a permanent shelter? That's what he said, and that's what I said. No, I'll never do that because I wouldn't have time. And that's not a good location. There's more residential there. So but you see, this is what they're planning, and obviously the Commissioner has a hard job. The Mayor, obviously, we have a lot of homelessness everywhere. But if we handle our own, if I can get the 287 housed somehow in rectories or in convents, smaller populations spread around the big district. Where's the district map? So I will not certainly entertain the Holiday Inn, but I need time to come up with a phase base. So to me, that's the only decision. The ULURP buys us time and it gives us a say. Now, and again, I spoke to some people who tell me, no, Bob, we elected you to fight. And I said, what do you think I'm doing? But I'm not going to fight and scream and yell at buildings. And I'm not going to stand outside and scream and stand on my feet like I said before, but I'm going to fight it differently. I'm going to fight and get them to agree, like, small facilities is better. Can we all agree on that? Yeah. I can't take a poll. I have to do what I feel is right. I represent the whole district. Get the map up here. This is my district. What is the size of this? I'll try to tilt it that way. Yeah, you guys walk around. Come on, get somebody else. Where do I gotta hold it? So, this is 7816, right? That's 7816 Cooper Avenue. Look at the residential area there. It's hard to see it. You can come up later and look at it. This is 57th and 56th Street, PS9, in the industrial area. The last Juniper Park Civic meeting, and this is what Joe Adamo said. He said if we had choice, we'd want to build at least the shelters not in residential areas. So do people agree with that, basically? Okay. Take a look. So, in the meantime, the decision has to be made. Can we just give this up, automatic homeless shelter, because they got a proposal ready to go within a few weeks? Who wants that? Raise your hand. Nobody wants. Raise your hand if you want 7816 to be a shelter.
No.
Okay. Raise your hand. All right. What do you want to do with that? Do I buy time?
Yeah. And then make it cool down.
You can't win the whole war at once.
Right.
You got to take it piecemeal.
It's
You got 78.
Right.
Take it.
Right. So nothing is perfect. People, I don't want to pit neighborhood against neighborhood. Obviously, that's not. I represent the district. All right. I represent the district. I don't represent just one neighborhood. I represent this, which includes Woodside, Woodhaven. So it's not easy to make a decision, is it? It's not easy. You let me fight. Yeah. Well, I'm doing that like I said before. But you tell me. You can call my office and tell me if you have a better idea than base. This is what I ran on. And if I can make that work, like I said, I'm going to meet the bishop next week. I've spoken to their lawyers. Guess what? They want to listen. And some of the individual parishes, I have to go to them because they make the decision. Sometimes the pastor makes the decision. So I'm working on this. But we can talk later. But I'll get a few questions. We got a mic over here.
I'm confused. When you talk about the faith-based program trying to initiate, you say women and children. When you talk about Cooper, you say 200 homeless men. Is it 200 homeless men? Or it's a big difference in everybody's minds.
There's men, women,
everybody says,
children.
oh, it's 200 men that would walk in the street. But then you say women and children in the church.
No, some churches, the churches would have to, the churches would have to make a decision on their population. Go ahead, again. St. Matthias, by the way, did you know St. Matthias has a great soup kitchen where they feed the homeless every single day? And they pointed, one of the guys that volunteered, great guys, they pointed to the directory and said, look at this, we got 20 rooms in there. It's a shame. These guys are living on the street. And these guys are, under this, that, and
What
that.
I'm saying is in 287, do we know who they are? Who are these 287?
That's what I started
and
with.
Are they men or women or families?
Like I said before, they won't break it down for me, the Department of Homeless Services. And that's what I want to know. I think it's more women and children, to tell you the truth. I mean, that's what I can guess. But I don't know if we have 200 men in Community Board 5 who are homeless. I'm not sure. I don't have numbers, so I'm guessing.
What about the city-owned vacant properties? Why would you want to put it in the capital distribution? What about the city-owned vacant neglected properties? Why isn't that taxpaying dollars refurbishing those places that are not in utilization? Why would you want to put it into our neighborhoods, our parish census, our parish apartments?
Again, the churches don't have to do it. If they need the money to maintain the buildings and they have people in their parish, by the way, the commissioner said to me that the people that would be housed in any shelter would, and he wouldn't say all, but he said, you got to look at the whole district, Councilman Holden. He said, you have beyond Ward 5, which is basically this, There's also Ward 2, Ward 9. There's other districts that it'll draw from, I think. But he said there'll be your neighbors that will be housed there. And I said, that's important, but I don't know how I can keep checking that. We don't know if they're going to tell us, that they're going to put our neighbors in and then bring people from other areas.
Well, even neighbors in District 24, you're talking about the Bushwick, Ridgewood, borderline, we're talking about Elmhurst. We're talking about what kind of people? Are we talking about women who are having children out of wedlock continuously? Are we talking about men who are drug addicts, or still are? What kind of people are you talking about?
Well, again, I have what only that the commissioner. We gotta get to other people, but we don't know the population. But we have 287. I'm asking for a breakdown. I can't give you that because they didn't give it to me. So whatever the population is, we have to house them. Are you against? Anybody against housing our own homeless?
I don't know any homeless. I don't know homeless in the area.
That's a great argument. All right.
I don't know any.
Yes. Right.
Hello? Right over here.
All right.
I know you don't want to
go.
Regarding PS9, I want to make this a little unique for everybody. These children have one they have a lot of disabilities, okay? I am a parent of one of those children that is now an adult. He attended the school and then I started to work there. The school is filled with love. The kids are happy. They don't even see outside. The industrial area is about 1 block around. Basically, there's houses. If you walk up Rush Street, there are houses everywhere. Okay, there are people that do live in that community. If they make us vacate the premises, you're going to get a shelter. I'm telling you now. This is what is going to happen. Okay, number one, this is what it's going to happen. Number 2, what is your timeline? If we are to get this property on Cooper Avenue that I heard is toxic, what is your timeline? And what happens to the children in the interim? What happens to them?
Again, that's what we're talking about with the commissioner. And if we haven't got that part yet, and I said, I would like, this is what I told him, I said, I would like, it would make sense that the students there stay there until the building is built. That's my plan. Whether they honor that,
right. Okay, so I'm going to explain why, and I will fight for this. Not too many people know what it is to have an autistic child, but change is very, very hard for them. So if you're going to pick them up and rip them out of what they know, you're going to have a problem on your hands. They know us every day. We know them. We get them to do whatever they need to do. Some of them have no speech. You know what I'm saying? You cannot rip them from what they know. And I will make sure, I will fight to keep them there until we have something better.
You deserve a better facility.
I understand what you're saying. I do get it.
Fight for your children.
I will definitely, absolutely fight for them.
Give them the facilities they deserve. And they will do fine in a state-of-the-art. Look at the state. You see the Staten Island facility?
I understand.
That's what I want for this district.
Bob, is this my question?
Sorry.
I just want to say, I know you're doing a hard job here, and I do my best to support you, and I thank you for everything that you've done. I want to say that. No, it's not a but, but also, I want to say that, the threat from the DHS about the Holiday Inn is an empty threat, because if you look up the lawsuit, it's impossible for them to move back into the Holiday Inn.
Thank you.
Temporary facility, and we cannot.
What he said.
The lawsuit, we're lucky enough to have a good landlord, a good property owner in our district that's fighting against it. And because of him,
Just
it
tell
will
me
not happen there.
Just tell me on Monday.
Okay, but I want to make it clear to everybody in this room that the Holiday Inn is off the table. It can't happen. And if it was to happen, it wouldn't be for 5 years. So I do understand your predicament about kicking the can down the road. Maybe you can do something about that later, and the circumstances change over time. And I agree. But I have one question. I know you don't like to talk about it, but I really want to get a clear answer on it. I mean, I think you know what this is going to be. I've asked you about it, and I haven't really felt like I've gotten a clear answer. Not that you haven't tried to answer it, but the question I want to know, we talk about the hotel-motel text agreement, right? And you say that this is a good thing. It makes the hotel-motel owners go through another layer of bureaucracy and another application to fill out before they can build a building in a neighborhood, right? Which sounds like a great thing. But mixed in there, it completely excuses New York City and any public use building from going through any of the CEQA processes, any of those things. They can just get a free ride, a get out of jail free card, do whatever they want without any of those processes applying to a city-owned, city-run facility. That could be a shelter, that could be a jail, it could be anything that they say. Now, does that apply? Would that apply 5 years down the road? Would this, if that hotel-motel text passes, would that apply to the to this facility on 57?
No, not at all. It's got to go through New York.
It has to go through your law.
And that's
the answer. No matter what, even if that passes, this has to go through New York.
That's what he said. Period.
Did I understand you correctly that the city places a high priority on housing homeless people in their local communities, wherever they come from?
Well, that's what the mayor said in terms of time.
But students should not go to their local schools.
The secret part I found out at the beginning was the shelter for Maspeth. 10 men and night was before I was going to work, so I had no idea. And everybody that was around me was hard to know, they would take shifts. They had no problem whatsoever. It was a small amount of men, it worked. It was a small amount of men, it worked. And that's what I'm assuming what you're talking about, because that seems like more of a college medicine. And I just want to make the point that all the neighbors around there, they were the ones that used to go and volunteer and help out.
And we have, let me tell you something.
So I'm just, and that's what I'm thinking. And DOB came in and said, because of issues with building and code, suddenly they kicked them all out.
And that is exactly, and I use Sacred Heart, by the way, as an example. They were food pantry, they did it. Jack Sealy is my cousin, who
Did a
runs,
good job,
and he ran Sacred Heart, and he told me the history of it.
And I grew up there, never even knew that so I was 2 blocks away. Never even knew.
And isn't that better than a 200 and I get it. All right.
First, I want to say thank you for having the Hot Town Hall meeting. I don't live in the area, I come from Ozone Park, but I do want to say a couple of things. Don't let this, I'm listening to everybody, I'm walking around trying to listen. The city's goal is to divide and conquer. That's what the city's trying to do to us. And I really believe that, and I think everybody has to understand what the methodology is that's going on. I really believe that his goal is to pit one neighborhood against another neighborhood, make us move out, and I really believe this, make us move out, gentrify the area, bring the property values down, get rid of us, bring the property values up, and the rich may get richer like they did in Bushwick, like they did in Greenpoint. There's a couple of issues I have with the homeless shelter that we're getting in Ozone Park, and I think it's being lost in all of this tonight. One of the issues I have, homeless shelters close. They close at a specific time at night. Yeah. And one of the issues we asked Jackie Gray was, well, what are they going to do after 10 o'clock? They're going to sleep on the lobby floor. I couldn't even believe she said that. I said, so you're not going to open the door, you're going to leave them on the floor. She said, yeah. I said, Jackie, you really think they're going to sleep on the floor? They're going to sleep in our cars, on our stoops, and in our yards. The second question I had to Jackie was, are you fingerprinting them? No. I said, are you even going to X their name? Not that it makes a difference, because I can say I'm George Washington. She said, we're going to intake. I said, are you going to fingerprint them? This is important, Bob, because the city hides sexual offenders because it costs too much money to house them. You know it and I know it. It costs almost triple the money to house a sexual offender than it does a homeless person. So I said to her, how do you know that person's not a sexual offender? You didn't fingerprint them, and we don't even know if their name is real. Their answer was they don't. They're just going to intake them, and that's their answer. So I said, so we're going to get stuck with 113 mentally ill men, and I don't even know if half of them are sexual offenders. Couldn't answer that. The third thing is that all of a sudden, and I understand Glendale's going to do the same thing, and I don't know about Middle Village, we're getting inundated with homeless men. Yes. Everywhere. I got at least 100 pictures. And I've been doing this every night, going out every night and every morning taking pictures. We got homeless men coming in from Brooklyn, going down Liberty Avenue, 101st Avenue, Maspeth Boulevard. It's like we're under, I feel like we're under siege. And I feel like it's spreading.
Many neighborhoods feel under siege. And again, we want to protect, we work hard to buy our homes, we want to protect the neighborhoods. Is that Mike here?
Years ago, when I was looking for a middle school for my son to go to, my choices of G&T were at 119 in Glendale, which is right by the proposed homeless shelter, or 7th grade, which had very little history with the G&T program, only one house. You were fighting that battle back then. I made phone calls because I was so frightened as a mom, being a single mother, a widow, how my kid was going to get to school. When 6th grade is over, you don't get a bus. A couple of people told me it wasn't happening. From 7th and 8th grade, I drove my child to school every morning, and I watched people walk through, kids walking through that underpass. That was not the place for a homeless shelter. The house is right next door. I'm a lunatic that went up to Wazia when he got hurt in my son's baseball game in Juco Valley Park. And I told him, shame on you. How could you do this to us? You need to walk past there. Again, he gave me the line. I didn't know. I said, walk there during school time. Exactly. But, he told me. But here's my thing. So I also live in Maspeth, a few blocks away from here. I know a few years ago, W was given some money about redoing the gym. I don't know what happened to that money. And I don't know how that money is.
They redid it. That's it.
They redid it, and that was it. It's both a gym and a...
No, it's separate rules.
It's separate rooms.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's a partition.
Well, whatever.
All right.
Okay,
So let's
but
not
I
yet.
knew he was given money, and I don't want to get into that, but I knew he was given $1 million. I also have heard that there was 12 million granted to them. Am I incorrect? I was trying to Google it on my phone, that they were given 12 million to make upkeeps. I also have friends that have worked in that school, and I don't want to get them in trouble. I mean, they told me it is not a place that's ideal for children with special needs. But where is the 12 million going? And is that going to be spent only to change
Think about the billion for the homeless. I mean, what they're doing is they're spending huge amounts of money on projects that are wasted or that are not really needed. So my faith base will save money, a lot of money. By the way, they told me that getting PS9 would save them millions because it's their property, city property. That's what they said. I understood that. However,
spend that 12 million.
they canceled some of the contracts. The other, like I said, $5 million for the contract. We don't, to her credit, Lorraine Willow said, we're not. When I took her on the tour, she was in tears like I was because I wanted better. I saw the feeling. I saw the kids walking around with, the autistic kids walking around with their hands over their ears because the acoustics, the high ceilings, were, the acoustics are very bad. They need to have a good state-of-the-art facility. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not an expert, obviously, but what I saw was, I vowed, I told the principal, we're going to get you a state-of-the-art facility. And I'm going to make good on my promise and fight like heck to get it at 78 Because you know what? You know what Lorraine Grillo said? We have to do some corrections on remediation on the property. We have to do that. We think we can do it. And, by the way, independent chemical that was back behind 7016 is no longer there. So she thinks, I said, can you please buy that property and we can put the school buses back there, the small school buses, am I correct? The school buses, they're not large buses?
Some of them are small.
Some of them are larger, right, but they can fit on that property. And that's what Lorraine Grillo liked about it. We don't get property like that. So it's in a residential area, 7816, and it's really kind of centrally located. I don't know where to go.
Can you work from that?
But, and you see how high those ceilings are? They were built in 1907? That's not great for acoustics.
Can I ask something? Sorry.
Yeah.
So let's say that you get,
Quiet, please.
let's say your faith-based plan comes to fruition, and that's where the homeless are from the district are sheltered, and you move PS9 over to Glendale. What happens to that building? That's still a city-owned building, and I think it's, like she said, it's going to be a shelter because they're not going to stop putting shelters in.
How about a precinct? No, you don't like that idea.
I think it should be a school. You were asking for more school sites. How can the DOE afford to give one up?
Then you should convince Lorraine Grillo because she feels it should.
No, that's your job.
She feels it's not a good
Thank
area
you.
for a school.
Well, that's where one is now.
Excuse me, I've been waiting for a long time. So I live close to the shelter. I'm on 74th Street in Cooper Avenue, and I pass the underpass, okay, because I'm right
That's
there.
not a shelter.
No, well, the proposal. Okay, so what is it? I see the lights on. There are lights on there, and they look like they were working on there. I see this.
I brought that up to Commissioner Banks. He said to me, I can't speak to that. They were told to stop. They said he used the word pause. So like I mentioned, it's 90%. This is what Lorraine Grillo said I could say. The negotiations or the talk about PS9 was like very minimal, but we didn't get to that point. I was more worried, obviously, for 7816 to work on that because that was a proposal that was going to happen within weeks. They wanted to do a homeless shelter there and be in by the summer of 2019.
Yeah, because it looks like they're working
So,
in there.
to me, I'd like to hear other, people tell me a solution better than what I thought of. I thought for months on it. And I'm trying to, if somebody has a better idea, call my office, let me know.
But real quick to answer your question, temporary construction lighting is usually on 24 hours a day.
Okay,
So I don't know that.
That's good. That
definitely indicates that there's work going on. When you have a construction site, temporary
I hope people
lighting is usually on.
Light.
All right.
Bob, you have a question over here.
Thank you, folks.
No.
I don't want to be naive, Bob, but I'm over here. But I think you're almost asking us as a community to make a decision. You're asking us to give up the Atlas Park facility and to make a deal, basically the devil, and sign over PS9 as a
So what's your
shelter.
suggestion?
My suggestion, first of all, I'm not a politician, so I don't have to come up with suggestions.
So I am.
My suggestion is this, well, you're elected.
You
My
work for us.
suggestion is, what about the Catholic schools that are closing? Instead of the Department of Ed taking them over, why can't we do some of those facilities for the homeless shelters? Is that even a solution?
Wow. No, thank you. Okay, that's residential area. You want that? No,
But so is PS9.
Yes.
It's a residential slash.
I disagree.
Nanny.
Go ahead.
Nanny.
Done.
Can you wait for a moment?
I got it.
Bob? Just to make a statement. Without letting you.
On the ULIP,
Quiet, please.
on the ULIP process, first of all, you made a comment that banks told you it would have to go through the ULIP, but you haven't obviously confirmed it on your own.
I did.
Okay,
All
that's
right,
not
so-
what you said.
all right.
That's fine. On the ULIP process, there are a lot of cases where the city has gone around the ULIP process or have tried to, and they've gotten away with it, or they do sue by people who go through you. As you know, we are raped by you and by presidential. Well, I don't think you can convince banks to change their mind on the mayor, but in any case, if they don't go through the ULIP properly, are you willing to start a lawsuit against them to do so?
If they don't do it, I'll vote against it.
You're one
In the city
vote.
council.
You can't vote against it because there's no ULIP.
But the city council, if I work on with enough members, and the speaker of the city council was at 7816, and he said, that's not a good place. He looked at the surrounding homes. He came to speaker of the city council, who he's a terrific guy. He looks at the neighborhood, he said, he told, us, he said, this is not a good place for a homeless shelter. So that's what I'm operating on, that I'll have the backing of the city council with the speaker. He's told me that. Again, in politics.
Look at the area and see what happens.
So Debbie, what are we going to come up? Tell me another solution. That's what I want to know. I have a solution.
There was no shelters like this in the area, and that's what you were doing.
Well, really? Okay. Then I'm trying that.
I understand you're in that position, but how about fighting for what we have?
Well, that's why we
Go against it, all of them.
If this body, if this civic association, if the Glendale property owners, Glendale citizens want to get together and protest,
I didn't say
anything,
protest.
you're willing, you can do it.
I'm asking you to take the position for all of us.
Protest.
No, I did not say protest. You need to go back to that. That's why you stay alone. They don't want it this way.
You don't think I tried? You don't think I tried?
Wait for a microphone.
Pat, stay in the middle. Let me try who goes next.
What?
Let Manny go next on the board.
I'd like to just make a
Quiet,
statement
please.
on all this.
Quiet.
We're sitting here, we're looking at a cost to New York City taxpayers of $2 billion across. And the city won't even tell us where these people are coming from, whether they're citizens, whether they're coming from other states, whether they're coming from other countries, whether they're sex offenders, whether they're convicted criminals. We don't know. How in God's name can the city do this to its own citizens and not give us the answers that we're looking for? I'm sure everybody here is willing to house New York City homeless. Am I right? If you're from New York City and you run into hard times, it's New York City's responsibility, I believe, to take care of it. Well, we're taking care of the world, and it's continuing to grow. I don't think $2 billion plus and rising is sustainable for the New York City taxpayers.
That's Manny's moment. All right, I agree. All right. We're going to go, Tony.
Is there any other questions?
Bob, we got another question. Okay. Hold on, we have one more question.
Hello, everybody. I really think we should thank Mr. Holden for what he's trying to do for us, not criticize him. And when he says to us, do you have another solution? We're going to ask him for our opinion. He's not God. He can't do it all. But I don't think we should stand here and criticize him because he's all we got right now. We may not agree with it 100%, we may not be happy. But if the mayor is saying we have to have this shelter, he can't change that. So we need to work together and support him.
Thank you, everyone.